Hey, let's start off by writing our first Python function. So if you are on your Python console, you can simply write definition, which is def for writing a function, and here I can write simple function. Let's say our function name is simple f. It will take a parenthesis and a colon, and coming down here with a proper indentation, that just by pressing tab. Here you can write print, and in this print statement you can simply print out hello India, cool, and after this simply press run. It won't run. Now to run the following function, you have to call it once. So to call it back, you simply have to come down here and simply write the name of the function. So I can write simple f, and if I press run, we will see hello India. Now this is cool. Now we can also do one thing, that is add arguments in our functions. So to add argument, you can simply write in a bracket. Here we can write here name, and instead of hello India, if I write here name, and simply if I reinstantiated my function again once, which is simple f, you can see under the parenthesis I am getting this argument hint, which is a name. So I can provide a name here. So I will provide my name Abhishek, and if I press run, you will see my name here. And similarly we can provide more arguments here. So let's provide an argument of last name, and here I will write L name, which is the last name. And if we try to run, we will get an error because we have not provided another argument, which is here we are getting an error of type error. So we have to write here my surname. So I will write Chavan, and if I press run, we will be getting Abhishek Chavan, which we have listed in our function. Now moving up next, we can also do one thing. So now let's try it out for arbitrary arguments, which are come handy when we have to provide number of arguments and we don't know the proper arguments in our own way. So we can simply go up and delete everything, and here I can write a new function, let's say arbitrary f, and here by providing a star and a name of the argument and writing a colon down here, and if I simply print a statement of say name, and here while instantiating the arbitrary function, that is calling it back, I can write here arbitrary function, and here in name of function I can provide it as many functions as I want. So here if I write Abhishek, and similarly if I write here cheetah, okay, cheetah, and similarly if I write here penguin, I don't know but penguin, and if you try to run it, now here we will be getting a tuple of arguments which is in the form of tuple, and similarly we can access them as we have accessed in our previous tutorial. Now check your right hand side, we will see link for the tutorial over what are tuples. Now if we come here, and if I simply access the first name here, which is Abhishek, and run it once, you can see my name Abhishek. And similarly for penguin, just simply press run, and if I type here any other argument which is not in our tuple, we will get an error, which will be an index error because the index is out of range. In this way you can provide number of arguments in the form of tuples if you don't know which argument you have to put at the proper place. Now coming up here, you can also do one thing, that is provide your arguments in the time of dictionary. So to provide them, you can simply provide a keyword arguments for them. So I can write here keyword function, and here I will provide 2 stars, and after providing them I can write here name, a colon, coming down I will simply print it, which is a name, and here let's provide some arguments to it which will be keyword arguments. So if I type here a keyword f, so I can provide it arguments in the form of dictionary. So now here I can write name to be, let's say, Abhishek. Now it will be a key as well as a value, and similarly let's provide as last name, which is L name, and here I can provide the value of say my surname, which is Chavan. Now let's give it f name. Now if I press run, we will see the argument in the form of dictionary, which is first name to be Abhishek and last name to be Chavan. Now to access the proper dictionary's key value, we simply have to write here the value of the key. So I can write here f name, and if I press run, we will see my name, which is Abhishek, and similarly if I press L name, we will see the last one, which is Chavan. Now these were some of the keyword arguments. Now moving on next, now we are getting a simple function here. Let's create a new function of say name my function. Let's write full function, and here it will simply take a name and it will simply print it. So print name. Now what if we simply print the entire function? So I can write here my function and provide its name to be my name, Abhishek, and if we try to run it, we will be getting the print name, which will be conducted in the following code, as well as none for the following print statement, because this print statement will be require a return value. So instead of printing name, we can simply do one thing, that is return name. And similarly we will be seeing our names once, because it is just reading a name from the following function, and the name will be printed here in the form of the argument taken by the return statement. Now we can also do one thing, that let's give it an argument of number, and here if I type here number into, let's say, 100, and I provide a number here, not a string but a number of 5, and if I try to run it, we will be getting a value of 500, that you can perform multiple mathematical operations in your function by using the return statement. Now we can also do one thing, that is create a new function of, say, use me. Now here it will simply pass it, and suppose I run the statement here. Now it will do nothing, because it's just an empty function, and if you want to create just for fun an empty function, you can use pass, or it may be used for many times using if-else statements. So let's try to implement an if-else statement under our block. So I can write here, if number is greater than 0, that is the argument is greater than 0, we can simply print a statement that I will subscribe. Yeah, you should. Okay, so coming down here, let's provide the argument of number. So I can write here my function, and it will take a number of 1 for instance, and if I simply press it, you can see I will subscribe, that you have to subscribe. And you can also use a for loop here. So I can write here for in range, let's say for 5 numbers, let's give it a colon here, as well as a proper indentation to avoid some errors. Cool. So we have to provide an x here for x ranges 5, and if I press run, we will see that we will be getting the value 5 times, that is for our for loop. Now we can also check the tutorial over for loops as well as if-else statement in your right hand side. Now this is all the basic function that we can use in our proper Python syntax. Now moving up to our next part of the following tutorial, which are classes, and let's try to implement classes here. So to implement a class, before that, what is a class? Now class is just a blueprint which will contain all your Python code, and the following code will be implemented through in the type of objects, that we have to implement some objects as well as instance of the class. Now consider class just as a blueprint of your entire code, and the method to be a container where the following code will be stored. So coming here, I can simply write a class, let's say a class of supercar. Now it will take simply a say colon. Coming down here, you have to write its dunder method, and our dunder methods are just some magical methods which are used for passing some instance objects. So if I type here def to be init, now this init method is used for initializing the objects to the particular instance where the following class is instantiated. So if here I can give it an argument of self, similarly a car as well as its speed, and similarly its average. Now here you simply have to do one thing, that is instantiate the following class objects with the following instances. Now let me show you what I mean it. So if we simply write self dot, let's say car is equal to car. Now this self dot car is referring to an object instance of the argument which will be provided to this method of the init. Now coming down here, you can also write self dot speed is equal to speed, and similarly self dot average to be average. Now here we have instantiated our argument objects. So now we can do one thing, that is instantiate a new object instance of this class. So I can write here, let's say customer is equal to supercar. Now it will take 3 arguments, which is car, speed and average, and also a self, but the self is also initiated in the dunder method, which is a magic method itself, which is init. Now we don't need to provide any self argument here because it is already provided when we have instantiated our init dunder method. So coming down here, we can provide a car name. So I will write Ferrari and it will take a speed of say 240 and similarly an average of say 43, that is 43.0. Now we can do one thing, that is access the data from the customer's object instance. So I can write here print customer dot. Now after pressing dot, you will be seeing all the arguments which you have provided here. So here I can write customer dot say average. Similarly I can write customer, let's say car name, which is car, and similarly its speed. So I can write here customer dot speed. Now if I press run here, you will see all the values, that is the average, car name as well as speed. Now this is just a simple example of class. Now let's move forward. Now we can also do one thing, that is remove this here, and you can instantiate your object method here. Now the object method will refer to a new method on this class. So we can do one thing, that is come down here, write a new method, let's say check speed. Now it will take a self argument, but instead of self you can write any name here. So let's say mango, why not? Okay, so mango, and I can write here as a print mango dot speed. So let's try to access the speed here. So I can write here speed, and here coming down, let's create an object instance of this class. So I can write here customer is equal to supercar, which is a car name. Let's give the blueprint of the entire supercar to the customer, and here we will provide name of the car, which is Ford. Similarly its speed, which should be 265, and an average, let's say 24.0. and here we can do one thing, that is print customer, let's say car name. Now it's a common thing that we have seen before, that it will be printing the following customer's name, that is car name, which is Ford. But we can also do one thing, that is simply write customer dot, let's say check speed, and without any providing any argument, which will take a self argument, which is mango. And if we simply run it from here, you will see the speed of the car, which is 265 we have provided here. And similarly we can do one thing, and if we try to print the customers dot check speed, and if I try to run it out, let's give it a try, we will similarly get a print statement of the mango and speed, and as we have not returning any statement, we will be getting none. But here instead of print, if I return here, that is return mango dot speed, and if I run it once, we will be getting 265. Now this was all for our methods, that is you can play with it as much you want. Now remember one thing, the init method will be an object instance of the particular class blueprint, and this self is used to access and hold all the data that you are going to instantiate in your further object instances. That is, suppose I have written a customer 1, that is customer 2 is equal to supercar, and let's provide a name of say Ford, and let's say 240 speed and 12 to bits average. And if I write customer 2 dot let's say average, and I can change the average from here to be, it is 12.0 here, so I can write here 20.2. okay, we have this thing here. And if I try to print customer 2 dot average, we will be getting this new value because of this self that we have instantiated up, and this self is usually used to refer an object instance that I have said before to your new object instances. Now this may be somewhat hard for you to grab it all once in your first try. Now you have to practice it hard, that is for more than 4 to 5 times, to know what the proper thing is, this init widget dunder method, this self, and what is an object instance. Now in this way we have covered our classes as well as functions. So if you love this tutorial, please kindly subscribe to the channel and like this video, and you can also connect me on my social media handles which are shown up here on my Instagram or Facebook. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.